said before, I almost said tau, but that's Hebrew, before the sigmas, and that's not quite right, because there's other things that the epsilon is going to go in front of. So the rule in the language that we taught you was omicron before mu and nu, epsilon before everything else. So that's what we're looking for with that rule. That usually shows up again, so just be ready. Also, so a few things that we also hit on the quiz. The parsing information for verbs, okay? I didn't mark off for this because I didn't tell you, and we hadn't learned more than one stem yet. So a lot of you just put stem for the first one, and that's fine. But from now on, we have multiple stems to choose from. So anytime you parse or you build out the building blocks of a verb, you got to tell me which stem. So future tense would deal with the future stem. Present tense deals with the present stem. Okay? So those are the principal parts that we talked about, and each of those principal parts has their own stem. So make sure that you're clarifying the language. This is going to become more familiar the more different verbal forms we use. And then the other thing is, personal endings, you guys rocked it, but you didn't tell me which one. Okay? So that's good that personal endings is verbs, not case endings. Okay? Right on. But there's a difference between primary and secondary endings. And then there's a difference, which we have learned, between primary active and primary middle passive. So on the question on the quiz, it was a passive verb, so you needed to tell me that it was middle passive primary personal endings. So just food for thought on the kinds of questions, the building blocks that we're going to be looking for. All right, the personal endings, you got 4 options. They can be either active or middle passive, and that can be either primary or secondary. We haven't learned the secondary ones yet. That's going to be past tense. All right, that is, deponent forms. Most of you knocked this out of the park. Passive in form, active in meaning, but it's across the board. In any tense, in any person. Some of you just put when it's first person and it's done this one and this one. Some of you just put when it's present tense, active indicative, but it looks like that. It's anything that looks like it's passive, but it's translated actively. It can be in any tense, it can be in any person. So don't give me so much information that you rule out stuff that you're supposed to include, which, you know, is rare, but just so you know, that's what we're looking for. All right? Questions?